Welcome to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for latest updates across South Sudan and beyond. Today we bring you a serious and developing situation from South Sudan, where tensions are rising in several areas. There are reports of political betrayal, military movement, deadly attack on civilians, and growing fear among communities. In this report, we will talk about three major stories. First, we'll talk about the controversial action of a former county commissioner in Akobo County. Second, we'll talk about deadly violence that has killed civilians in Tony East County. And finally, we'll talk about the decision by United Nations mission in South Sudan peacekeeper to remain in Akobo despite order to leave. These events are creating fear among civilians and raising serious questions about the future of peace and safety in the country. Before we proceed, please, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing and turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Let's begin our report with controversy in Akobo. Today morning, a surprising development happened near Akobo town in Jonglei State. The former commissioner of Akobo County, James Quet Makwai, reportedly went to meet advancing soldiers from the South Sudan People Defense Force, commonly known as the SSPDF. According to the military spokesperson Nure Kong, the meeting happened in an area called Weidang Noka, located a few kilometers west of Akobo town. Reports say that the commissioner welcomed the National Army and praised their arrival in the area. But the situation is far more complicated when you look at it. Many residents and observers are now questioning the action of the commissioner. Some community members believe that he may have secretly supported the advance of these SSPDF troops toward Akobo. There are accusations that he helped guide the soldier toward the town. These accusations have caused anger and fear among civilians. Later, the same afternoon, witnesses say the commissioner was seen inside his office in Akobo town, surrounded and escorted by SSPDF officer. By that time, something very important had already happened. Many civilians had already fled the town. Families, women, children, and elderly people ran away from their home because they fear what might happen next. Well, some crossed into nearby areas and others moved toward the border with Ethiopia. But even after people fled, reports say the commissioner started calling on civilian and humanitarian organizations to return to Akobo. He reportedly told them it was safe in a video circulated online. However, many people do not believe him. Some community members say this could be a dangerous trap. They fear civilians might return and then face violence. These fears are not coming from nowhere. Some people remember a past incident in a place called Pankor within Akobo. In that situation, government force SSPDF reportedly invited new civilians to come and collect food rations. People were told it was safe. But after civilians gathered, many of them were reportedly killed by the SSPDF. And you know, it became a tragic memory for the community. Because of that painful story, many civilians are now refusing to return to Akobo, and they just leave the town. They are worried the same thing could happen again. For now, the town of Akobo remains tense and uncertain. Another surprising development is the reaction of opposition forces. Sources say fighters from the SPLIO, Sudan People Liberation Army in opposition, and members of the Nuer Army did not fight the advanced government soldier. Instead, they reportedly withdraw from the town. They allowed the government troops to enter Akobo without a major battle. At the moment, it is not clear why they made this decision. Some believe it was to avoid heavy civilian casualties. Others think it could be a tactical move for future fighting. Right now, nobody knows what will happen next. The situation remains unpredictable in Akobo. Let's move on to our second top story here, violence in Tony. While tension rises in Akobo, another tragic story is unfolding in Tony County in Warab State. According to the information, authorities said at least 13 people have been killed in a separate violent incident. Several others were wounded in that accident. Among the victims were boys and girls, which make the tragedy even more heartbreaking. Local officials say the violence happened in an area called Luajang. According to the county commissioner by the name Mashe Bisbol, army youths suspected to be from Mayom County in United State attacked cattle camp in remote swampy areas. These cattle camps are far from the county headquarters. Because of the distance and lack of transport, security forces were not able to reach the area quickly. The commissioner said the available forces were stationed in Romik, the county headquarters. Because of this logistical challenge, they could not intervene in time to stop the attack. The violence also targeted community leader. Authorities said a paramount chief and his deputy were killed during the weekend. Later, another head chief was also murdered. The attackers have not yet been captured. Security forces say they are still searching for the perpetrators. Local leaders fear the death toll may rise. Communication with the area is very difficult, and some victims may not yet have been discovered. One member of parliament representing Tony East, Moses Madot, confirmed that the violence is serious. He explained that some victims may still be lying in the tall grasses, waiting to be found. Because of this, the real number of casualties could increase. Let's move on to our third top story, a United Nations peacekeeper stay in Akobo. Now we turn to the tense situation in Akobo. Despite military order telling them to leave, peacekeepers from the United Nations mission in South Sudan, also known as UNIMI, say they will remain in town. Their mission is to protect civilians. Earlier this month, the South Sudan People Defense Forces ordered civilians to leave Akobo and nearby villages within 72 hours. The military said it was preparing for possible operation against opposition forces. The same order also told United Nations peacekeeper and humanitarian organization to evacuate the area. This created serious concern. Thousands of civilians were at risk. Many of them were already displaced from other conflict. But UNIMIS has now made its position clear. Peacekeepers say they will stay in Akobo to maintain a protective presence for civilians. The acting head of the mission, Anita Kiki, warned that military operation in or around the town could put innocent people in serious danger. She urged all sides to prioritize the safety of civilians. The United Nations also reminded everyone that United Nations personnel, building and equipment must always be respected and protected. Meanwhile, the government of South Sudan said the military order was not meant to create conflict with the United Nations. Information Minister Atenyukaten said the directive was part of earlier discussion between the government and the United Nations. According to him, the letter sent by the military was simply a reminder of earlier communication. He stated that there had been an understanding that the United Nations mission might eventually withdraw from Akobo. However, the situation on the ground remains sensitive. At the deadline for evacuation expired, many civilians decided not to wait. Large number of residents began crossing the border into Ethiopia. They are afraid that fighting could start at any moment. The commissioner appointed by the opposition group, SPLMIO, John Uyalul, confirmed that many residents have already left the town. Families are now searching for safety wherever they can find it. Right now, several questions remain unanswered. Why did the Akobo commissioner welcome the advancing troop? Why did the opposition fighter withdraw without fighting? Will civilians be safe if they return to the town? And will peacekeepers be able to prevent violence if conflict began? For now, the people of Akobo and other areas and many other parts of the South Sudan continue to live with uncertainty and fear. If you are new to Changfied YouTube channel, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing and turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified.